you. Whoa, what a crowd. Oh, what a crowd. I've been here many times. I say we want car plants built here, and we're building a lot of them. We're building a lot of them. Well, hello, Michigan. Great to be with you. Great. Special place. It's great to be back in this incredible state with thousands of loyal, hard-working American patriots. We're all patriots. 17 days from now, we're going to win the state of Michigan. We're going to win 4 more years in the White House. I'd like to speak with you today about one of the most vital issues in this race. You know what it is? It's the radical left's plan to erase American history, purge American values, and destroy the American way of life. And that's what they're trying to do. You see it every day. That's what they're trying to do. We're not going to let that happen. This election will decide whether we preserve our magnificent heritage or whether we allow far-left radicals to wipe it all away. That's not going to happen. Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, has made a corrupt bargain in exchange for his party's nomination. He has handed control of his party over to the hardcore, militant left. You know that. You see that every day. The Democrat Party you once knew just no longer exists, right? This is not the same party. These people are crazy. It's now the party of socialists, Marxists, and left-wing extremists. If Biden wins, the lawless demonstrators in our streets that are around Democrat-run cities and state, not Republican-run. These are Democrat-run, and we want to go in, and we want to help them, and largely they don't want to be helped. It's an incredible thing. But they're all over our streets, and these areas will be ended. We want to end it. We want to end it. And you know, in theory, they're supposed to say, please come in. They don't like to say it. Minneapolis, they said it. We went in, and boy, did that take about, 30 minutes to solve that problem. And that's why we're going to win Minnesota. Hasn't been won since 1972 by a Republican. We're going to win Minnesota. Of course, having people like Omar doesn't hurt either. Omar, Ilhan Omar, she doesn't love our country too much. I don't think so. They crave power, and God help us if they ever did get it. God help us. I can tell you that. You just have to look all over the world at different places. God help us. This election day, the people of Michigan must stop these anti-American radicals by issuing Joe Biden and his group a thundering defeat at the ballot box. And by the way, it seems to be happening. Seems to be happening. I don't want to speak too early, but you know, there's a big story out right now. Do you know that? Do you know about it, right? You know, we're supposed to be way behind until Election Day when all the Republicans go and you're going to have a red wave like you've never seen before. And even the fake news media is saying that we're going to have a wave. We're going to have a wave like you've never seen before, but we're supposed to be way behind, you know, for the first few days. So it just came out. We're leading. What's that? Early voting. But let's not talk about it. It doesn't mean, you know what they call that? An early maybe signal, right? Maybe. Who knows? But there's a lot of concern going on out there. This sounds like a little bit like 4 years ago, but this should be much bigger because we've done everything we said and more. You know, we've done it all. We brought in your case, we brought your plants back. You remember 12 years ago or so, I got Man of the Year in Michigan. I said, well, that's nice. I came to Michigan and I made this speech like, why are you allowing them to take your automobile business, your car making business? Why are you allowing them to take it to Mexico and Canada and every place else? Why are you allowing? I made this big deal. I actually got blasted for it. You know, they named me Man of the Year and I'm complaining, right? But no, I hated it's probably why I'm here. It's probably the number one thing, what they were doing to us in trade. But now, Now Michigan has many, many factories. You didn't have a factory built for 40 years. Now you have many factories being built, already built, and a lot of them being expanded. It's a whole different ballgame. Whole different ballgame. And they come in from Japan. I'll tell you, just retired, a great man, Prime Minister Abe. And I said to him 6 months ago, I said, Mr. Prime Minister, you got to get us some more factories. You're selling cars to us. We're not taxing you. You know, a lot of crazy policies, but you got to get us. And he said, well, this is a thing for companies. I said, you have great power. He said, well, the government doesn't get involved. You got to do it. And he said, well, we will look into it. Next day, they announced 5 factories coming in. And he was a great prime minister and a great guy. And he's a friend of ours. And he was forced. He had a medical difficulty, but I'll tell you what a fabulous guy. But we had, I mean, what you're doing in Michigan has been amazing. Now, you got to get your governor to open up your state, okay? And get your schools open. Get your schools open. The schools have to be open, right? Lock them all up. And by the way, you can show all these people. Look where that goes, all the way over to there, and all the way. You can show. Turn the cameras. Why don't you turn? They never like turning the cameras. They never like to show the kind of crowds. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Go ahead, turn your camera. Go ahead, turn it. They hate to do it. They hate to show the crowds. You know, if you're watching television, which a lot of people are when we do this stuff, or they wouldn't put us on, but they always have like this face right here. This, and about 4 people behind. We've actually made a couple of stars. You know, there's somebody behind me here. They try and show as few people as possible. And if they had a certain look, it worked out pretty well. They became stars, right? That's the way it works. That's the way it works. But, you know, it's an honor to have it. We're having these crowds, in all fairness, all over the country. I don't even say it was in a big crowd. I just get off the plane and we talk. And the spirit is so incredible. Our enthusiasm is so incredible. It's so incredible. Now, the spirit is incredible. I don't think there's ever been anything like that little phrase. I won't even say it because they'll say, oh, why is he bringing that up? So I won't say it, but you say, but that's never been used before. Nobody's ever heard that before. And we like Ronald Reagan. We like a lot of people. Nobody's ever heard that phrase before. You know why? Because there's people, first of all, we've made tremendous progress. We've rebuilt our military. We've cut your taxes at the highest level. We've gotten rid of more regulations than any president in history, no matter how long they were in office. Oh, by the way, we just set a record. By the end of the first term, we will have had maybe even more than 300 federal judges and 3 great Supreme Court justices. So you have Justice Kavanaugh, Justice Gorsuch, and you have Amy is going through right now. She's great. She's done amazingly well. It's amazing to watch her compared to some of these radical left senators. It's like from a different ballgame, right? It's like, go ahead. Go ahead. Hold up. Would like to see your notes. Oh, okay, here they are. There's nothing. Unlike Joe, she doesn't need notes. It's nice, huh? Joe, he takes out the other day, did you see it? He takes out notes. $200 billion. He's lost it. You know that. The modern left does not use reason or persuasion to advance their cause. They use intimidation, coercion, and control, and worse. They demand absolute allegiance or else. And you saw that yesterday. Did you see Dianne Feinstein? Lindsey Graham's a good guy. You know, they're friendly. They've been working forever together. And she happened to grab him. He grabbed her. You know, it's a friendly. They want to destroy the woman. These people are sick. I know we want to bring it all together, but we got to sort of work on these things. One of the most sinister weapons of the extreme left culture is a thing called cancel or cancel culture. They want to cancel our entire heritage. If you do not repeat each and every one of their lies, you will be banned, censored. Big tech titans, what they do, they harass, they expel, they fire you from your job or denied the chance to earn a living. Here in Michigan, a teacher was fired for tweeting that Trump is our president. She got fired. Where is she? Is she here tonight? Now, can you imagine? But you know, we got a lot of people that like that. We like that person a lot. Whoever you are, we love you, and we'll be there for you. Did you hear about that? I mean, did you hear about that? Nobody told me you're going to have 40-mile-an-hour winds today. Would somebody give me a hat? Will you please give me a hat? I got all these hats. I'm the only one without a hat on. Give me a hat. They'll get it. They'll go into that big, beautiful plane if they don't have a hat in that plane. Look at that. Is that beautiful? That's a beautiful plane. We have a beautiful country. Actually, I have the exact same plane. Can you see? He said, Boeing 757. It's a beautiful plane. Look at that, though. Get me a hat out of that plane. In Ohio, a high school football player was suspended for displaying a flag honoring our great police. You saw that? When the New York Times published a piece by Senator Tom Cotton, by the way, great senator from Arkansas, great guy and great senator. The editor of the New York Times had to resign because they put Tom Cotton's brilliant, he's a brilliant person, brilliant student, brilliant everything. They put his piece in the New York Times, and the person that put it in had to resign. Now, can you believe this? When the Philadelphia Inquirer published a piece saying that rioters shouldn't destroy buildings, that was the end of that journalist. I mean, can you believe it? These are not the tactics of a respectable political movement. This is the behavior of fascists, and as bad as you can get. The point of cancel culture is not to convince you, it's to humiliate you and break you and control you. But the American people will never submit, we will never apologize, and we will not be controlled and never be broken.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald
With a gracious aid
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
We will face.
Qualified people, among the most qualified people on this job.
I'm beginning to see why your wife left you. Why? You're getting nervous, man.
COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, it's taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives. When you think about it.
You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
I just spoke at Dartmouth on healthcare at the medical school, or not. I guess I wasn't actually on the campus, but people from the medical school were at I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts. I'm not sure whether it was a medical school or where the hell I spoke, but it was on the campus. I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation. President asked me to head up a cancer moonshot. Another country and annexed a significant portion of it called Crimea. He's saying that it was my boss, it was his fault. Guatemala, El Salvador, and just to go in and say in Honduras and say, look, I took on Putin in terms of Iraq. In terms of what was going on in Ukraine. By investing $100 billion in education, in global warming efforts. It's a whole range of things. We can't afford it by just eliminating, beginning to treat reward work as much as wealth.
Get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. If you want to protect yourself, get a double barrel shotgun. Have the shells, a 12-gauge shotgun. Don't jump. Don't jump. Don't jump.
They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. To say that LGBTQ people have no civil rights. No man has a right to raise a hand to a woman in anger. We have to just change the culture, period, and keep punching at it and punching at it and punching at it. It will be a big, no, I really mean it. And immediately change the law in the state of Delaware protecting transgender people. We have to eliminate the funding gap that exists between minority white and majority white and non-white districts. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. You're hard to keep up with.
You do that. But after a good workout, gotta break up. All right. Otherwise, we're gonna be in trouble with Jill and Michelle.
Just let Michelle know I did.
Same time next week?
Same time next week. You got a real dilemma, Mr. President.
I can't go every day, can I?
Which you like better, these or these?
Joe, they're the same.
They capture different moods. I didn't get a chance to flash shift in the second. I was afraid I'd go through those guys. I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. Corruption? Trump was out there tweeting again this morning. I call him President Tweeting. Well, Trump is pursuing a damaging and erratic trade war without any strategy, by the way. This guy is moving to just foment hate. But President Trump and the demagogues around the world, if Donald Trump is reelected, he doesn't want to shed light. He wants to generate heat, and he's stoking violence in our cities. Great to see. Why don't you? Thank you. I don't have a doubt about it. Thank you all for your patience. Bring the whole family up. Come on. Come on. Good to see you. Getting old, aren't we? Sally, how are you? You got a smile that lights up the whole Senate chamber. You're getting too old. You're getting too old and too lovely. What are you, a senior?
A junior.
Hi,
This is my daughter-in-law.
Hi, Kelly. How are you? Hi, Jack. You have very good taste. Good to see you, man. You have good taste.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got very good taste, like your father.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You have very good taste. It's going to hurt your reputation, man.
you're gonna have to go home and explain what would I do with that Democrat. Kids, come on over, okay? You ready? Now, you getting in this picture? Pleasure to meet you.
Good. And again, please look right here.
Okay, so tell me about you.
His wife, Holly.
Hi, Holly. How are you? Now, when you, Holly, you come over to my side. You come over this side. Hey, sister, you come over this side. Come on over this side. Okay? Come on, sis. You get right in the middle of me. You get right over here. Over this side. Mom, you get right in the middle. Come on, Dad. Okay, here you go. How old are you?
28.
20.
26.
26. You look like you. I thought you were still in school. Too many beautiful girls in school. You got one job. My father used to say, for real, keep the boys away from your sister. That's the job. Just remember, no serious guys in your 30s. Is this your sister? You have a hard job. You got to keep the boys away from your sister. That's the deal. Hey, Jasper, you're going to have a hard job keeping the boys away from your sister. Like you have a beautiful sister, keep the boys away from your sister. That's the job. My dad used to say one job. Keep the boys away from your sister. My dad used to say you got one job. I have a beautiful sister like you guys. I swear to God, he used to say you got one job. Keep the guys away from your sister. You're in trouble. Okay, come on, everybody slide in here.